Hello, IK here. Welcome to user ID orders item, orders detail, order detail. Okay, uh, I want to put in basket. Here it is one article, and second article. Okay, it's enough. And I want checkout. Checkout is dim. It means disable. Checkout is disabled. And I have to login, login, okay, ben com, ben password. Here is a welcome Ben. Now I look at in basket. Here it is. Yes, checkout is ready. We have two articles in our basket, and we will have in table order detail, we will have two articles also. Checkout. You see, order placed successfully, order ID 70. It is alert, stop, after OK, program go forward, continuous. And clear basket. Basket was clear when my data put in a database and process finished. We can look at in a database. In database order items. Order item, you see, ID, item ID, order ID, article, and look at last two. Order ID is 17. Order ID is 17. Here it is, two article with order ID 17. Orders, of course, at first we must create orders. Orders is one row, one record, order ID is 17. And what we have here, we have a date, order date, and status. Status is default, first status is pending, about that later. And total amount is 26 point, here it is. Here it is, order. Look at, at first must be created order, record order, and database after insert SQL command in result back in object result back ID, order ID, and after that we have order ID. We can send the new SQL query with the order ID. It would be insert into order detail. A table order items, not detail. It is order items. Here it is order ID 17, and we have two articles here. Here is the relation. Orders, we must know which orders is. It is user ID. We need user ID. Look at this here. user orders, there is a primary key, it is orders ID. But foreign key, there is user ID, foreign key, and user ID, okay. It is for orders. For orders items, we need orders. Orders ID like foreign key. Orders item ID is primary key. And article ID is foreign key. Order items, there is a two foreign key. Order ID and articles ID. And orders, there is a one foreign key. It is user ID. Okay. We declare order data. It is user ID. Articles would go to order items, and the total amount. We must insert two SQL query created in one route on the on the server, in one route. Why two SQL? First SQL put user ID and the total amount in orders table. And the second, put articles, what can be more record, more row, new row, put articles in orders items. Okay, here is a dispatch when we click on button checkout, we dispatch that action to tank check out basket here, and parameter is order data. Let's get see Redux. Let's get see basket slice. Here it is. We dispatch checkout basket. Control basket slice. Checkout basket. Here it is. Checkout basket. That tank request. It is now fetch. Request for fetch library. It is inside of React library, and it would be developed. And this moment, I like more Axios, but because it's more simple. In Axios, there is no like that coding. It is bigger boilerplate than Axios. Okay. Tank request, here it is, library fetch, request orders on the server, call this path on the server. Okay, let's go to server, and you see here it is in body, in object body, go order data, what coming from basket. Here is a basket slice. Here is a reducer, order data. And okay, let's get see server. Let's get see server. A server. Here it is, post orders. Later I will spoke more details. Now it is important panoramic image, grow image from basket, dispatch, our action dispatch. Our action is click on the button check out, and it activate dispatch dispatch data to thank function request, send request to thank function send request backend Express application, and Express application. We are now in Express application. Look at Express application. Lot of control and insert into orders. At first, we must insert into orders. What insert into orders? User ID, total amount, value, question mark, and value in a second sending is concretely only data, user ID, total amount, instead of question mark. It is inserted into orders. Always order ID would be returned in result. When we insert in table, always there is a result response from the database, and it is ID. Concretely here, it is order ID. And because only database give new order ID, when insert into happen, when one new row would be created, that moment database created order ID, and in object result send it back. And now that order ID is used here in insert into order items. Here it is order ID and article ID, quantity, and price. We have value for question mark, because we have for value, and after that coming order ID, article ID, article quantity, article price. It is what we have in basket. Every row there is an order ID, because order items is all articles, but to whom orders is assigned one article, it is depend about order ID. Okay, but here we have two insert and SQL query, and this one query must wait first insert into first query, and because of that we have asynchron await. We must await here asynchron await. Asynchron is on the beginner. Here it is. You look at asynchron. And asynchron await, we must await here that would finish, and that would be all okay with SQL. And when it finished, okay, program go ahead and created second and execute second query. Because of that, we hear why we here using asynchron await, because that second SQL query depend about first query and must wait that first query finished, and that order ID would be ready for next SQL query. Okay, look at, for example, departments. There is no asynchron here concretely, or if you look at post, there is no asynchron await because it is, but what have? Let have a callback function query. It is only callback function query. Uh, Here it is. It is callback query. Insert into. There is no asynchron await. We don't need here asynchron await because only one SQL query. But we have an example more SQL query, but again, there is no asynchron await, but a callback query because don't first query execute, but second query don't depend. There is no dependency second query about first query, and first query can be execute and second query can be execute. But after that, there is nothing dependable between them. Here is also how many await we have. Here it is, await. It is second SQL query await. And the first query, here is await. Look at await. We have two await here, two SQL query, two times await, but only one asynchron. It is okay. It is okay. Why we must? We must first SQL query. We must wait because second query cannot go ahead without orders ID. But when orders ID ready and second query go ahead, why we need who we must wait? Can we go without a wait? No, we need a wait because the second query uh, insert more row, more record, more items, more articles, how we want to say. And must be await, every row must be await. And after that, and when finished, after that go second row, etc. How many articles we buy, we have in basket. Without await, it can go parallel and can be mess. Await. It is two query about two SQL query. Because connection is here I have connection with asynchron. Here concretely this is with asynchron await. But I also, you see, have department and many other without asynchron await, but callback, only callback, a simple callback, and when in this situation, when it is exception, because a lot of is order query backend, callback. Here is asynchron await. This asynchron await, like exception, there is a this coding, declaration query async, and here is SQL params to object and return promise. You see, it is including, incorporate promise, and the promise is coming with asynchron await. And this promise regulate if all is okay, resolve object, and reject object if would be error. And it is central position for error. We don't need separate error. And now query SQL params is parameter for that query. And in arrow function, we have error results. And if error, return reject. Return reject object, it is here the reject object of promise. And return reject and resolve if all is okay, resolve is result. In this result, what is here, we know that object, it is object what coming from database to here to Express. And that object, in that object, this, when we have post, we will have a ID, orders ID and orders items ID later. But orders item ID we don't need. But orders ID we need for second SQL query. Okay, and it is, look at how we incorporate this translation from callback to promise to asynchronous await possibility that is, or here it is. For first query, here it is, order results. What would be here order results? What is return from query async? What is return? Result object. And what would be in result object? Would be insert ID. Insert ID. Okay. Here would be insert ID if all is okay. If not, we have a reject. And look at order result. There is a insert ID properties. And we declare order ID. Now we have order ID and go to second query async, to second SQL query. You see here it is yes, query asynchronous. Here is insert into orders. Yes, here is the first. It is first SQL. Here is second. Second is insert into. Here it is order ID, article ID, etc. But query async is important. And look at, we don't hear about error. Error would be regulated, centralized here. Promise, there is a reject object with error, if it would be error. And here is only SQL query. And return, what would be here return? It is in centralized in query async, would be return result. But we don't need it. We don't need it, that order items ID, orders items ID would be a new ID for orders item. And we have 1, 2, 3, how many articles there is? Order item ID. But in result, we don't need it, and we don't catch it here. We don't declare a variable what received that order items ID, like here. Look at order ID we need, and order result, and because of that, here it is order result, because from query async coming a result. Also, here is nothing about error. if error is no, because here is a promise, and object reject will catch and give us in response we would have rejected instead of fulfilled, for example. Okay, this is important here. Uh, all others is like in any other in any other SQL query. Uh, query async again to see query async. You see, only one time we have a query callback. Only one time it is promise callback now. Uh, only here and centralize this callback query, centralize, reject and resolve. OK and error, central and query. And because of that, and you see, resolve would be resolved. If error, return reject. Return if error would be return reject. Contrary, resolve would be return resolve. When we have one statement, return reject, we don't need curly brackets. And the structure if, and here is fact, true or false. And here is a first statement without curly brackets and would be execute if error exists, if error is true. But if error exists, not true, concretely error exists, object error exists, not empty, not null. But resolve contrary if contrary would be execute this statement. There is no need for curly brackets, else or else. First statement, if true, if false, if error not exist, would be resolved results. And the results, we know what is a result. Result is ID, orders ID and orders item ID. Orders ID we need, and insert into orders, we need it. We need this order ID and we take it. We catch it here in result, await query async. Also here, await async await to keyword. We don't need here in basket, but here it is basket. Basket, but okay, it is later. It would be later. Now it is here. You see, there is a no db.query because here it is calling query back, callback, and also here there is a no db.query because here it is. At first, code would be simple, like departments, uh, articles, etc. Don't need asynchronous asynchronous await. But now we see we need asynchronous await, and because of that, I have solution that all Express changes adapt for asynchronous await, and that uh, all callbacks, query callback, simple callback, uh, recoding, refactoring to asynchronous await. I didn't want it, and it is a solution that I have mixed with asynchronous await and without asynchronous await. Asynchronous asynchronous await. I need the first time in sometimes in some places in articles I have more SQL query, but they are not dependable one of other, and I must not await a result. Here, both query must be awaiting, and this is a solution that Express there is a mix possibility with asynchronous await and without, with promise and without promise. Here we want insert new order, and it's all, but we have back in response, we have order ID, uh, because that order ID we don't use in fulfilled action, and but we need it in basket, in alert, where we have successful insert new order, and we give a number of that order. And here is from Express responses if all is okay. Order. Look at order. We spoke about order, not order item. Order placed successfully. And here is order ID and the status only like control. But here in basket, look at in basket. In basket, here it is. If we declare object data to catch resolved if all is okay, coming promise would be unwrap. Unwrap function would be unwrap promise and see order ID. Order ID, and it would be in data. In data, we have order ID, and when you look at because of that, in alert, we use that variable the data dot order ID. Order ID is in that data. But if we don't like alert, we don't need this declaration. But alert is good. Interaction between user and programs is very, very important. And our action must have a response from. And look at the, it is in basket, but in basket slice in reducer, you see about checkout basket. We have, of course, pending time, like for every action, where is only loading can be visible on the screen, waiting for result, and order is null. Here is in fulfilled. We clear basket after insert order. And after that, we clear basket. And because of that, here is a state article. There is no payload. We don't need ID. Clear basket and state articles is here empty array. Clear basket if all is okay. And rejected is like always. Action payload is what would be coming from function reject with value. If exists error, error will come, error would be in this action payload, and state order error would be equal action payload. From the rejected rejected tank. A basket, there is a reducer, and it is what happens synchronized in our computer. Don't need asynchronous process in our memory of our computer. And there is extra reducer, and only one extra reducer. It is checkout. Checkout basket. It is tank is here. Checkout basket. Checkout basket is asynchronous because we must our basket we must put insert into in two table, orders table and orders items table. It is a checkout basket. And after, if all is okay, clear basket. Clear basket. And here is a tank and the order data. Remember, order data go here. It is user ID, articles, and the total. And here is a function reject with value. It is a function from create asynchronous tank from toolkit last version of Redux. And that reject with value is return. If there is an error, it would be return. If all is okay, return data. In this situation, we have for return order ID. And we need it only order ID, we need it only in alert to say, okay, all is successful, you inserted new order number 17. And because of that, it is here is return data. But response, by response, await response in JSON format, what coming? Order ID, not order items ID, only order ID. And here we create a data variable, put in it from response JSON, and what it is query, it is orders ID, and return orders ID, return order confirmation order ID. In this situation, only order ID. If error, it would be a return by reject value. It is would be returned error message. It is a basket basket reducer. Basket reducer. There is look at initial state or the error and reducers. Redux understands synchronize all synchronous, but don't understand asynchronous because asynchronous process. But Redux is a full state manager and have to know what happened in asynchronous process. And because is created a tank function, and that tank function generate possible three action, always two, pending and fulfilled or rejected, pending and rejected. And that action go to Redux, and Redux know what happened, that it is created new state, and Redux know what happened in asynchronous process by thanks to tank. Tank is part of middleware, visible to us. It is okay, and that reducers is add to basket. Every reducer there is input. It is poor function with input state and action, and output always state. Output is a state, and this state in input parameter of arrow function is copy of output state, because action go in interaction with the copy of state, and it is immutable way of mutation. Remove article, all that what we can do in basket, add the new article, remove article, growing quantity, less quantity, remove article, clear basket, of course. All that is happening in our memory of our computers. But when we click on check out button, and it is extra reducer because we know what we take in basket, and we decided check out, push check out, and all basket with the user ID. User ID must be logged, and we have in session storage, and we have in Redux, we have in state, we have a user in state, and the user ID would be used together with articles and total number, like data to dispatch to tank. Tank request express, HTTP request express. It means in request body send that data, user ID, articles and the total. And in Express would be by SQL query inserted orders and only ID, user ID and total. And articles would be inserted in table orders items, synchronize, sync, await, promise method what we used here, because of way we must await that first query execute, and we have order ID, and that order ID in second query go in order items table. Okay, uh, it's all here. Okay, it's all for this video. After every video, I thinking how it is uh, can be how it can be very complicated or confused, but why it is not confused to me? Not because I 3 years work with React Redux from first lesson. I always use React Redux only because of habit, because of learning. And if you calculate now, don't need Redux, I need something other. I don't need it. I can JavaScript can go asynchronous without Redux, etc. And combine when to use Redux. You practically very hard process in learning. But when you use always Redux, you will learn, have practice, and practice, and time will remove confusion. And I every evening look at in that code, thinking about that code, learn that code. In last 2 years, uh, only with artificial intelligence, but I have a big knowledge through my career about programming, and I can and I give a lot of from ChatGPT, and I don't know what about you, but who follow me 3 years, my video, and learning from this video, that person is very advanced now, because this project is advanced. We began from one table, or one mock server with like one table, and every table there is there is features, add a new row, add the new data, delete, change, edit, and read it. It is crude. And when you learn and understand that crude in here in e-commerce, my e-commerce, what I call e-retail public and admin, there is crude. How many crude? Look at in store. Look at in store. How many states? So many crude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 crude. And it is 9 crude. And that crude, every crude, I use Redux. And you have a front end, it is React and Redux, React dispatch to Tank request to Express, communicate with send SQL query to database. And it is always like that. It is 4, 6, 8, 9 crude. 9 crude. Every crude is 4 features. Crude: create, read, update, delete. 4. and here is 11, and 4, it is 11, 44 features, but 11 same crude. It is again React, Redux, Express, and database. And when you repeating and repeating it, and some detail around that, you have a practice, you are experienced, and you understand all that syntax and all behind it. There is no other way to remove confusion. Learning. Learning means practice, means time. You must, you have to invest the time. If you can have job earlier, okay, it is excellent that job owner managers pay you or help you in practice, that you have mentors and that you learn and would be paying. But it is saying what I said. You must learn alone and pay expenses for that learning you, or you can work for money and have mentor and have a luxury of learning and learning. You are a beginner at first, but when you go deep and deep in some project like here, it is e-commerce, you are more and more advanced. And with this application, what I created, e-retail public and e-retail admin, you are advanced user. And of course, you don't need artificial. You cannot use artificial when are you beginner. But there is excellent content, a lot of contents in a lot of places in internet, free or pay for money. Excellent for beginner. But for middle and advanced, also there is a lot of application example, and altogether you must use your time for coding. Why it is a good code with fingers? Because of time. When you type, you see your knowledge about syntax and your knowledge about what to code. And typing cannot be changed. Without typing. You cannot use artificial. You cannot be advanced programmers. And typing code is some way of learning. A lot of learning. You learn. My book and my video is that I code it, and I explain some code, but I don't type in the same time. We concentrate to explanation, but and without it you cannot go ahead. But if you don't type it with your finger, when you understand, you type with your finger. Without it, you have no practice. Because programming is not novel that you read and understand and go ahead, reading book. But learn programming is coding with your fingers. understand and try to code with your fingers. And there is a type error, other errors, when you debug that error part by part, it is learning. It is learning. Process of learning is always same. Process is learning is our biological chemical process, and technology can help us, but cannot make faster process of learning. Make faster process of learning. Time for process of learning is always same. It is some constant what the technology cannot change, because knowledge is our biology and chemical process. Of course, there is a different knowledge, but here I thinking about knowledge. Sit down and create programs, create solution, and there is a product. Create a product with your finger, with your head. Of course, when you experience, and we have now ChatGPT, what can code for us, but you must be advanced. You must be ready for that. And to be ready, you must type, you must make a lot of error and a lot of debug to correct, and slowly go ahead. Uh, I think that we don't say in time, and I think that if you have chance, or if you have opportunity to go to faculty, you go immediately and you enjoy in faculty, you learn. It is time what would be absolutely very important, because jump immediately in a job, in coding, uh, it is some kind of panic work, and always in panic, always learning and coding, learning and earning, work and learn. You must learn because you have not base. But if you know excellent, uh, if you learn 3 years, but I don't create video and work and learn all day. So, but if you learn more hours daily and work React, Redux all that time, some years, you will have solid knowledge and to jump in job market now. It is better because learning is studying, and studying is deep learning. Deep learning. Okay, it's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video.